Hey there, everyone. I had a
Hi.
little bit of a glitch in the beginning, but we are on. Thank you for joining us at Manifest Your Success with Nydia Marrero and Yvonne Sandoval. We are both here to talk to you today about helping you to grow your business with Coach Nydia. She is a coach here with Leverage 365. And actually, we call her the holistic real estate coach. Nydia, tell us more about what makes you a holistic coach. What is your approach?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Yvonne. Thanks so much. And that's a great question. So the holistic approach is really it covers all bases in our life. It's a lifestyle, it's a way of being, and it's a state of mind. It's not just about, yeah, business, great, but business is personal. And everything we do to take care of ourselves will reflect in our business endeavors. So if we are happy, we're optimistic about the future, that is contagious. And like I always tell Yvonne, my agents or people that come across that I coach, I say nobody wants to do business with a pessimist. So you need to make sure and let's face it, we're not all the time happy. We have emotions, but as long as we understand that how we take care of ourselves is going to be it's going to reflect in the way we treat others and the way others want to network or connect with us. That is for me the meaning of a successful career in real estate, or also a holistic approach, which means I'm going to share with you the joy of being a realtor, of what I do. I love what I do. I love helping people. I care about you, and I care about you being successful at the sale of your home or finding your new home. And so that is what the difference between a regular coaching and the holistic is that I take into consideration what are the habits that you do every day to take care of yourself, because that ultimately is going to impact your business.
Absolutely. And I appreciate that a lot. I think everyone has to focus on the whole of their lives in order, because if you're just focusing on just real estate, which is not a bad thing, it's actually very helpful, but there's so many other things that are going on in a person's life that will affect their real estate business. So it's great that you approach it from all angles. So we have a topic today that Nydia wants to talk about, and it is 3 things, maybe 5 things we'll come up with that you can start to do to generate conversations that will lead to closings. Especially if you have nothing in the pipeline, you're going to need to do something, an action, and conversations is where it starts. So, Nydia, talk about something that people can do in an everyday way that could help build their business. Oop, I think we lost Nydia. We'll see if she comes back in. But she and I did talk before the show, and we were having a conversation about what had happened at a coaching session that I had done yesterday. And I do group coaching, and the agents that I work with, they want to be active every day in building their business. So one of the ways to do that is to have conversations that come up organically. And that's a holistic approach. Like we don't want to force anything to happen. So in an organic sense, I call it the out and about. That is when you are going out to do an errand, whether you are going to the dog groomer, maybe you're going to the dentist, maybe you're going to Home Depot. In this case, one of the agents I was talking to yesterday said she wasn't feeling really well. But she needed to go to Home Depot and pick up something. So in her out and about, she went to Home Depot. And it's one of those days where you're not expecting to see anyone, so you're like get a bit of a cold, and she was dressed in sweats, and she wasn't put together, so she didn't expect to run into anybody. And I always say, when you're out and about, expect the unexpected. But she lucked out because she did bump into somebody from, I think it was from her church or from someplace that she knew, and this person was with another person, and the conversation came up about real estate. And I want to say that I want you to be more proactive about that. Like, if a person asks you, so how's your week been? What have you been up to? How's it going? You can say, oh, it's been a really busy week in real estate. I had 2 showings, or I had to do some social media for my real estate business. Bring up real estate. Do that, because what had happened for her is when she said something about real estate, the person that she bumped into, the person that they were with, said, "Oh my goodness, I need you to talk to my wife. We're getting ready to list our house. We don't have a realtor." Well, what happened was she says, "Oh, fantastic. Well, why don't I get together with her?" They exchanged phone numbers. She did her follow up, called the wife, and what happened? They met. They had coffee. She got the listing. So it's about having conversations. Conversations can happen in person. They can happen in social media. Here's Nydia. I'm going to add her back in.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. We lost connection. We're live.
We are live. A lot of things
Live.
happen. So
Yes.
I was just telling a story about the agent that I knew who bumped into somebody in Home Depot and wound up getting the listing because she said she was in real estate. So tell us some other ways that people can do so and have conversation.
That is amazing. So the social media platforms allow us to connect and have conversations for free. I tell this to everyone. It's free, guys. Like, let's just not be shy. I know some people are a little bit hesitant about social media. It could be a little toxic sometimes, let's face it, because social media could be also like, okay, we're comparing ourselves to others. But let's just put that aside and just understand that we have to be intentional. So if our goal is to grow our business and our sales, we need to engage in more conversations. So the social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and even LinkedIn, they allow us to connect with people in a way that we didn't have this available a few years ago. Only a few years ago, if you really think about this. So we can now reach out to more people in an organic way, authentic. So what I suggest, number one thing you can do is go over your contacts and see who has a birthday. Okay, birthdays are huge. People typically are happy on their birthdays, right? Unless they're getting too old. But typically people are in a good mood, and typically people appreciate. Think about it. Think about a time where someone has said happy birthday to you that you have. I mean, it feels good when someone acknowledges your birthday. So by doing something so simple on an authentic way, because you're not making that up, you're truly wishing them a happy birthday, you're starting a conversation or being in front of that person. And obviously I would just say a little bit more than just happy birthday. I would be like, any plans for today, and try to start that
Yeah.
connection again. Because no, two things are going to happen. Number one, you're going to be in front of the person's going to remember about you. And then number two, that's called engagement for the algorithm. So for those of you that don't know how social media works, when you engage, meaning you like, you comment, and you share with other people interacting, and then after that you post, the content is pushed to that person. So then you're more likely to be seen by that person that you just interacted with. So it's a no-brainer, and it's really a way of being intentional about your goals. So if you want to like grow, I would say social media, it's free, and you can do it from anywhere, even from the bathroom. You don't have to get dressed, you don't have to put makeup on. So that's the number one thing I suggest. And yeah.
Well, you can use social media, and especially the birthday idea. By every morning, you go onto your Facebook page in this case, and go to your notifications, but your photo, if you're on your phone, it's going to be the photograph at the very bottom, on the right hand side, your photograph. When you click on there, you'll see memories, and that's a way of like you looking at what you did in the past. But you'll also see events, and under events, you'll also see things that are going on. Where the birthdays come up again, I can't remember now. All of a sudden, I can't remember where birthdays are.
The
Uh,
yeah,
oh my goodness, there's a way of looking at birthdays, and I just blanked out.
yeah,
Sorry.
typically Facebook, like it gives you a notification when someone has a birthday, you'll get
Yes.
notification in your alert. So it's pretty simple.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
you don't even have to know, because once you log in, it'll tell you. It'll direct you. Even now, Facebook even creates a post with the avatar where you can interact, like virtually interact with the person by giving them a cake. I don't know if you've seen some of
Yeah.
those. Go
Yes.
and blow the candle and with the person, and you interact kind of like an avatar. So yeah, it's a very easy and inexpensive, but the important thing here is that you're doing it, you're being mindful about it, you're being mindful about your people, you're taking care of them by remembering them. And that's why, because you're gonna want to be remembered, so you have to
Absolutely.
you put in what you want to see. And yeah, and again, I am very authentic about it. If I don't, if I dislike someone, I would not be wishing them happy birthday. I mean, I'm being honest. And I want
Honest, yeah.
to also be honest about who you want to connect, the deeper connections. um so we call that the 4H routine. So it's the 4H is basically, you're gonna do, like, I can share the first one. And this is things that you can do that are very inexpensive if they're not free. But the first thing is the handwritten notes, and you probably heard all about that. Handwritten notes are overrated, underrated, and people
Amazing.
don't do it, but it's always a winner because people don't do it anymore. And if you take a moment to write a, hey, I appreciate whatever, thank you for the referral, thank you for your business, something like short and sweet, and you put it in the mail, and you get in the habit of doing that, maybe, I don't know, 2 notes a week. You don't even have to go crazy about, you know, overdoing it. But I think you will see that people will feel very special about that. And especially, the older generation that don't text as much, I think they still appreciate those details. Those
Absolutely.
So the other age is the hot sheet, and this is more. This is may not well. This actually could lead to a conversation, which is previewing at least 5 homes on the MLS that of interest of the neighborhoods that you either want to get listings or help buyers, and this can help you, you know, lead to a conversation next time someone asks you about how's the market. Because now you're gonna be familiar with certain areas by by looking at, so we call the hot sheets. So you go on the MLS and you like take a look at it. It takes you about what, like maybe, I don't know, less than 30 minutes to go over those listings and see what's out there. It's also market research. So that's the other H, the hot sheet. The number 3H is for the happy birthdays, and we already talked about it. And the number 4 is what we call the high fives. And the high fives, it's a method that works all the time because it's easy to remember. So basically, the high five are, you're gonna pick five. You're gonna like 5 things on Facebook from people, like, truly that you really like. Either someone posted a quote, share something, you're gonna intentionally and mindfully like those posts. You're gonna comment on five posts. Okay, you're gonna be like, hey, thank you for sharing this, or how you been, like something intentional. Again, this is engagement. Next time you post, because you comment and you like, people are going to see your content and most likely I find that when you like people's stuff, they like yours back. It's like, I follow, but again, do it from a place of authenticity, because I don't believe in faking, or so
Of course,
this
yeah.
is, yeah. So the third five, it's if you are on, I don't use Twitter, but you could the, 5 retweets, which is called now, it's different name now.
X. Yeah, it's X.
So let's say you're on Instagram and you just reshare 5 stories. You can actually reshare, because Instagram is meant for you to share the content that you see. So you can add to your stories, right? And then maybe go a step above and like write, give the person credit, or when you share the story, just add a little comment saying thanks Yvonne for this reminder. So that when again you're making feel the person special, because now you're resharing the content. And then 5 text messages. And text messages could be also on mess or DMs, like direct messages on either Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn. I've been getting a lot of people soliciting business in LinkedIn, so you may want to write it in a way that it sounds like it's you. Like it's not like a pre-written message, because I get a lot of those in LinkedIn and I typically ignore. But try to write something that's very organic, that doesn't sound. And so also text message, like just regular text message. So those are the high fives. Did I say? Okay, so I said
Yep.
the first one, 5 likes, 5 comments, 5 reshares, and then 5 text messages. And then after that, I'd say reward yourself when you finish with the high fives and the 4H routine, which is the number one H is for handwritten notes, hot sheets on the MLS that you're gonna, so that you can talk about the market or your local area, happy birthdays, and the high fives, which is the 5 comment, like, sharing. So this is something that is so available for anybody to do, like right now, like today. And if you get in it's about habits. This can be all done in less than an hour. And this potentially can bring you a new buyer or a new listing that can potentially bring you thousands in dollars in commissions.
I mean, when it comes down to it, I think, and I love all of the things you just gave us. I mean, these are, we call, income producing activities, IPAs, is what we say in coaching. And the idea is action begets action. If you do an action, you're now moving your business forward. So ultimately, your coach is going to work with you to develop which are these IPAs, these income producing activities are best for you, because not everything is a, one size fits all. And that is why you need to find the best fit for your business and for your personality and for your outlook and your belief system. Find the right partner. And in this case, we're talking about specifically a coach, and Nydia may be that person for you. And what you need to do is investigate that, be open to the idea, keep your mind open about having a partner in your business. Because, if you're talking to yourself in an empty room, you're talking to the walls, and you're not going to really get anywhere in your business without a sounding board. So it's super important that you seek out. It may be Nydia, and she might be the one for you. You have to, if you're open-minded about it, you'll use the QR code on the bottom right-hand side, and you'll schedule a 15-minute discovery call to see if her program is the right one for you. But just, the whole idea is that we're bringing you these ideas because we want you to be successful, regardless if you're going to work with us or not. We're here now giving you and pouring into you because we believe that is the right way to do things, is to bring value so you can manifest your success.
Yeah, and the most important thing, Yvonne, is that we have plans for everybody. We can make the plan that works best for you and the time, and so we can adjust for your needs. One thing I do want to talk about in our next Manifest Your Success show would be about, before we do all of this, let's make sure what we talk to ourselves, how we our thoughts. Let's do a
Yeah.
check with our thoughts. So I'm going to be sharing with you some morning rituals or even evenings, so that to put you in the better state. So when you do these high fives, right? Because people can see a smile through the phone. they say. And if people can see a smile through the phone, so that they can get an energy from you, from a message. So let's just make sure we take care of ourselves by, I'm going to be sharing some tips in our next session, so that when you do these income producing activities, you are at your best, so that then you can project that into the world, because we are all made of energy. And this is the invisible, right? The invisible thing that we cannot touch or see, but it's a thing. So when I have thoughts of success, when I have thoughts of I'm worthy, I'm good enough, and I put that into the universe, and I set an intention that today I am going to make a sale, or I'm going to make a conversation that's going to lead me to a sale. I kid you not, this is how you manifest. And this is what the name of our show, Manifest Your Success, because I do believe in hard work, yes, and habits, all of that. But I also want everyone that's listening to know that there is another way. I call the highway. We talked about this in the last
That's right.
show. And that is using the power of your intentions and your mindset to manifest what it is that you want to see. And we have to be careful, because we can also manifest things that we don't want, because we're obsessing, or we coming from a place of fear.
That's
So
right.
how do we not come from a place of fear? We have to tap into the energy of love, which is the opposite of fear. And this is more of a metaphysical or spiritual concept, but we all have that inside of, we all have the capacity to tap into that. And it's such a beautiful thing when we see the results that we want, and we're like, wow, what a coincidence. Well, it's not a coincidence. You manifested that, but you also manifested the bad things. So just take ownership of that and see it as an inspiration, that we can actually, by being very aware and mindful, we can manifest positive almost all the time. And we learn the most about with the negative. We have to see negative as a learning, but it's painful. So let's how about we do like more of the positive than the negative. I'll take the negative all day long if I'm going to learn something, but I want to tap more into the positive one, so I can manifest my wishes, and at the same time I'm helping others. So this is what I really believe, and this is truly what the holistic coaching takes about. And I have so many stories of myself, things that I've manifested. Like actually closing I actually closed on a property that I'm putting it on the market actually yesterday, and it's a flip, and I completely manifested this. I
Uh,
mean, from bottom to from start to end, I manifested that. And when people ask me, how did you find that deal? I mean, I said I manifested it. I don't even question that. I manifested it with my
love
thoughts.
it. I love that. Well, you're going to tell us all about that on our next show. And
Yes.
people have to tune back in to hear about how Nydia literally manifested a listing, a flip, and how that works. And this is the thing you need, and everyone does. I do, Nydia does. We all need a partner who's going to be able to be that sounding board, who's going to give you the nudge, the positive reinforcement, and actual, real world items that you can do, because Nydia has been doing this for 18 years. She has been in real estate successfully for 18 years. This is a person who has everything that it takes to help you to get going on your journey. So we'll see you and Nydia next week and next Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. As we end our Manifest for Your Success, we will see you next week, and have a wonderful weekend, everyone.
Have a great weekend. Thanks, Yvonne, for this space, and I'll see you next Friday.
Thank you.